So COVID has affected all of us in so many different ways. So today I just wanted to focus on the small businesses here in Sacramento because they're the ones that have been hit the hardest, and I really think that we as a community can help out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Kevinhutty, a.k.a. Hutty Buddy, and I'm with Carlile Realty and Lending. I get the opportunity to interview Bobby Johnson and Dave Loveland. They are the founders of the Keep Local Alive movement. They're doing a lot of great things for the community, and they are here today to answer questions about Keep Local Alive and themselves and how they got started. So guys, what is Keep Local Alive and why does it even exist?
Keep Local Alive is a movement, and the movement's designed to move from words to action to help locally owned independent businesses in America survive and thrive. Why? Why is this so important? Well, prior to the COVID pandemic, there was already the shift that was happening. We were losing Main Street America to big corporations, chain restaurants, and big box stores. Well, what happened when COVID hit is it was completely unexpected. They weren't ready for it. It shut them down. It forced them to change directions in the business. It's already decimated hundreds of thousands of them, and it's going to continue to do that. So the shift was accelerated. So it's more important than it's ever been to start a movement to help consumers in these communities support these locally owned independent businesses, and not just saying we support local, but actually going out and taking action to help these locally owned independent businesses.
Wow, that's great. Thank you guys. So who are you guys and how did you even get into this?
So Bobby and I, we're entrepreneurs. Bobby's a former, sales executive. That was his life. I've been a serial entrepreneur, and we worked together at a startup helping small businesses for a few years. And we actually decided in March of 2020, on March 1st of 2020, Bobby and I decided, you know what, we're going to launch our own service business to help small businesses. And so we were gung-ho. We did a press release. We were ready to launch this startup. Our friends and family were excited. And 2 weeks later, all of our small business targets were shutting their doors. They were, at the very least, shutting down their marketing budgets and everything they were spending money on because there was so much uncertainty. So the quick backstory is we wanted to launch a business and realized with COVID, we're going to be victims of COVID just like a lot of small businesses. Instead of shutting down something we put decades into or money into, we just simply decided not to start it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it goes back to our passion for locally owned independent businesses. I mean, this started for me about 4 to 5 years ago. I've had the opportunity over the last 4 years to 5 years to probably sit down and meet directly with 3,000 to 4,000 locally owned business owners across the U.S. And that's where I went from one of those people that gave lip service to supporting local to having all this interaction with these locally owned business owners. And on top of that, educating myself about how important they are, not only economically, but what they bring to the communities they serve. I have moved completely over to the other side of being a hyper-local person, and now my passion is all about helping these folks survive because I realize how important they are to the communities they serve.
Yeah, so we kind of set aside our own ambitions for our own business and realized, you know what, we can't not do something. Bobby and I both have relationships with so many small business owners. We knew what COVID was going to do to them. Mm-hmm. They weren't prepared for it. Nobody was. There was all this uncertainty. They didn't know what they were going to do. They tried to adapt, but we're like, you know what? We've got to go make a difference. We've got to have an impact on them and help them in some way. And the truth is, we're not saints. This isn't philanthropic. We hope to launch our business down the road someday when things normalize. But for now, we're going to make an impact. We're going to build relationships with business owners and local consumers. And that hopefully we have the faith that that'll lead to opportunities for us down the road. But for now, we're really focused on making a real impact and having a real difference. So
that was the time.
So what does Keep Local Alive actually do? And how does it actually help?
So the who is first of all, it's for locally owned independent businesses. So that means not corporations, not big box stores, not chains. It also means nothing against franchises, especially locally owned franchises, but it's not for them. It is for these independent, more the mom and pop shop businesses. And the reason is we feel like they're the most susceptible. They need the most help from a marketing standpoint. People just simply don't know they exist. And so when COVID hit them, they were particularly vulnerable to it. So we help locally owned independent businesses. And what we do...
Yeah, it's a variety of things. The groups themselves are important because there's a direct correlation between the number of people that join the group and the impact that the group can have, because we've set up different initiatives and different actionable things that we can do within the group. And people in the group can do a variety of things. The Boost Crew is one of them, and we'll discuss that more. But what that does is that we target certain businesses, and we kind of direct the folks within the group to those businesses to give them not only a financial boost, but a social boost and awareness boost. And so the idea is to continue to boost these businesses within each of these local communities, because that's an opportunity to save the business and help them, but it's also create more awareness for the mission itself and what we're trying to accomplish. So a variety of things that happen within the group themselves, and on top of that, it's just daily posts from people in the group. Hey, I went and I ate at this new acai bowl place and it was amazing, and they take a picture of their food, and there are people to start. So it's just it's almost an ecosystem that we've built of hyper-local folks and locally owned independent businesses that all kind of work together to help each other and bring awareness to the community itself.
And so the heart of it is the Facebook group. Like, we do have a Facebook page, we do have an Instagram account, we do broadcast the messages and the support local, stuff, but the group is all about real interaction. It's not about me talking to you, it's about you talking about businesses you love and interacting with other people, and it's rallying around supporting businesses. And like Bobby said, it's actually organized events where we rally people into supporting a specific business on a given day or a given week. But it is, the heart of it is the group, and it's inviting your friends that are local into the group. And
the other component is education. Mm-hmm. And I talk about hyper local people in the community. It's creating more of us, where we went from lip service to local to being very hyper local and starting this movement. So it's educating people that, hey, you're making more than a difference for that particular business, which you are. You're making a difference in your overall community, and people need to understand you want to grow your community, grow from within, and it starts with supporting your friends and your neighbors and the people that you go to church with. That's who owns these businesses.
Yep.
So, what's Keep Local Alive doing in Sacramento, and how can people get involved?
Okay. What we're doing in Sacramento is we launched this group about 60 days or so ago. The most important thing when getting off the ground with Keep Local Alive in Sacramento is getting people into the group, getting people to join the group and start to take action, if you will. And that is, hey, if I visited any type of place, a local coffee shop, a local restaurant, a local boutique, whatever it may be, hey, I was here, I love the service I got, here's a picture of what I bought. But it's getting people into the group and getting them active, because as I mentioned early on, and I'll continue to say this, there's a direct correlation between the number of people in the group and the impact you can have in your community. So the more people that are in the group, the more impact we can have on the businesses and the community itself.
Yeah. So number one, the Facebook group. If you're a regular person and you love local, you're in the Facebook group, you invite your local friends, and then start sharing. Just share a post of the smoothie you just got from a locally owned independent place. Share a post about the food you just ordered in takeout. Snap a picture. I mean, this is an organic, group for people that are local. So there's nothing professional or promotional about it. Just highlight and shout out the businesses that you love. If we can grow the group with regular people who love local, then the other thing we're looking for is if you're a real estate agent or you're in sales or you just simply you're very ambitious and want to get more involved than the average, we have this ambassador program. So if you want to be an ambassador and share this message and work with Bobby and I directly, then there's an ambassadors program. We invite you to contact us to do that as well. Yeah,
you become the local ambassador for the group. These groups we've launched in these cities across America, and Dave and I, as the co-founders, we've provided the platform and kind of the initiatives within each of the groups, but it's the groups really grow by folks in the community and people stepping forward that want to make a difference and want to help. And you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart, but you're also having an impact in your community, and it can be a win-win for the ambassadors.
And the next step for Sacramento really is grow the Facebook group. Let's get some people that will rally around businesses. Yeah. But the really fun, exciting step we want to take sooner than later is to get these boost events going. So we nominate a business, we vote on a business, somebody that really has a need or is maybe in jeopardy, and actually rally around people and boost that business for a week. So that's the next step that we're looking forward to is let's get more people in this group, let's get more ambassadors going, and then let's start boosting, let's start impacting businesses in a big way. So,
yeah, and the first thing, if you haven't seen already, is our overarching kind of call to action is this Move 20 Save Local, and the concept behind that is right out of the gates what we want you to do or try to do is, because everybody wants to get involved and they want to do it in a simple way. Probably the most simple and impactful way you can do it is Move 20 Save Local, and what that means is just on a weekly basis. So we're not reallocating, or you're reallocating money you already have. We're not asking you to increase your budget, but you're basically taking $20 you would spend at a chain restaurant or a big box store, and you simply commit $20 a week to a locally owned independent business. And you may say, $20 a week, that's not much, it's only $80 a month. Will that really make a difference? Well, we've got to put this calculator together. You can put in the population of Sacramento, and you can see just how much of a difference that can make. So it kind of starts with that simple pledge, but there's a lot of ways you can get involved. The most important thing is if you care and you want to be involved and you want to take action, join the group and get involved.
Small businesses have been impacted the hardest through this COVID-19 crisis, so we need to help them out. We need to give them some support, and if you want to help out, if you want to get involved, then start with the Sacramento Keep Local Alive Facebook group, and make sure you comment below if you have any questions. Don't forget to subscribe for new content. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and until next time.